Hello, YouTube, and welcome to the Builder's Diaries, where I build a business and a body at the same time. Today, I'm just going to be talking about the body, and I'm just going to be going over one thing. I'm going to be going over my bioenergetic test results. And I want to show you guys, did I get rid of Candida eating mostly fruit? Yes, yes, I did. I'm really excited because I got these results back, and I was a little surprised because I was not really feeling very good when I took my test. The day before, I ate something that really upset my stomach, and so I woke up at like 3 a.m. with just like upset stomach, soft stool, diarrhea. Then I took the test about 4 o'clock that next day, p.m., and still kind of like, feeling better. And I didn't have soft stool, I didn't have diarrhea anymore. I had kind of passed, but still a little like off, because when your stomach doesn't feel good, it doesn't just immediately bounce back. So still a little off. So I think that kind of skewed my results a lot, actually. So I want to go through some of that. I'm really excited. One of the really cool things I actually did is I used AI this time to help me analyze my results. So what my practitioner does is she will send me the test results like maybe 24 hours before we get on the phone call. And then I'm like, cool. But I'm a little different than most people because I understand what all of this means like very, very, very deeply. I could probably tell, the practitioner a little bit more about this kind of stuff, and so I get the results and I dig into it a little bit deep. But this time I was able to actually really use AI to help me understand it deeper. So what I did is I get these assessment results and kind of the numbers and the levels of like my chemical toxins, my myoplasma, my food-related toxins, my fungal toxins. And so I took a picture of, the one that I took on July 31st, and then I took a picture of the one I took on October 14th. And I put the pictures on my phone and into my phone on ChatGPT. I uploaded both pictures and I said, hey, can you put these into a table for me in an Excel format, and then can you also put this into a bar graph? And so it actually spit out a really nice table and a bar graph that I was able to, manipulate and use. So it's cool because I can look at it from a different, angle and look at the data, and I'm like, okay, cool. And I can really, really see, I'm like, dang, it's great. My geopathic toxins are pretty high, but she was not really worried about those because that is EMF, that is cell phones, that is the world that we live in, and I go kind of in and out. Is just make sure I'm going to the sauna more, the sauna kind of detox, just make sure I'm still drinking a lot of water, I'm hydrating, I'm moving the lymphatic system, you're detoxing, you're pushing toxins out of the body. That's all you really have to do. I wasn't really going to the sauna that much during this time that I was doing my protocol. So maybe that's kind of why. And then my mycoplasma is up, and probably just because I was stirring toxins up, and it just is what it is. So I'm going to clean that up a little bit with some sage. I'm going to go in and take internal sage, and that's going to help, clean up those. And everything else, she was like, yeah, everything that was high is now low. So everything that was like high is better, which is really, really cool. So I still have my liver gallbladder congestion is still kind of showing, and that is something that showed on almost every test I've taken. And I know this, I have genetic liver weakness. My dad had a liver transplant, so I have genetic liver disease, or I have the genes for this disease, and I know that that's low. So it is something that I think my practitioner was like, well, maybe you could just do castor oil packs, and I was like, I've done that. Over my 6-week challenge, I did castor oil packs over my liver all the time, almost every single week. And so it's like I've done that and it's still showing, so I'm going to go deeper, I think, and I'm going to actually do my first liver gallbladder flush, and I'm going to be drinking the oil, doing the things, and seeing what comes out of me. I'm not excited to drink oil. I don't eat oil. I don't even eat a lot of fat, but even as a Dr. Morse practitioner, I'm trained on how to do this. I'm trained that you don't overuse these at all. Like you do one maybe every 3 years. Like I see people doing these every couple months, and it's insane to me because I'm like, that's just too much. It's just too much. So I am going to do my first one because it's not something that you should just like, oh, I'm just going to try it. It's something you should do if you do have issues, and it's showing that I do have issues, so I'm like, I'm going to just try it, and why not? I also have a couple of amino acid imbalances, which is totally normal because I did cut out my protein powder. I was doing a pumpkin seed, like a raw pumpkin seed protein powder I was mixing it with fruits, bananas, all the things you shouldn't do. So no wonder I had fungus going on because I was creating fungus conditions in the body. And a lot of people will ask me, hey, why did you have fungus going on if you were eating all fruit? And I'm like, because I'm human, honestly. And you guys, I've talked about this in the series all the time. I'm not 100% raw. I'm not 100% fruit. I'm not 100% vegan, so I'm human. I do things. And while I eat a lot of fruit, I don't eat 100% fruit. I don't eat that way, so It was me combining my fruits with fats. It was me combining my fruits with protein powder. It was just not being mindful of how I was combining all the foods. I was eating out a lot, and it just kind of started to add up. And so you can create these conditions in your body, and I did. And I also got rid of it very easily, and it's cool because I've done the work. My results are not your results, and I've done a lot of detoxification work because I do these pushes 2 times a year. I'll go in and say, okay, what's wrong? What do I need to do? What herbs do I need to take? What do I need to stop doing? I stopped drinking any sort of caffeine during this thing. I actually was drinking a little bit of coffee here and there because I have a weird relationship with coffee. I had like a major addiction. Then I completely cut it out for years. And then I kind of brought it back the last few months. And then I just completely cut it out over this because she was like, you can't have coffee as you're going and taking these things that you need to take. So I was like, all right, cool. So I haven't had any coffee. I actually had some the other day though because I'm done with this. So I was like, let me just like taste it. I just love the smell, and I don't know. A black coffee sometimes isn't too bad for me, but you got to make sure that it's organic and where it's coming from and all this. So it's not something I really want to add in, but I have to just be careful of it because that's another place that you can get chemical toxins, And she's like, yeah, you're in a great place right now, and you just need to maintain, and that's great. I just need to maintain this good health, maintain these priorities that I have for my health, and maintain these habits that I have for my health, and maintain what I'm doing. Because it's like, it wasn't that hard. I didn't completely go off and eat 100% fruit. I changed how I was eating a little bit because I used to eat salads for lunch, and I started eating salads for dinner. So I would just get a huge thing of greens at night instead of during the day. And during the day, it was kind of when I ate my fruits, more transitioned into fruits. Okay, have that cut. I'm going to mix fruits with some greens as a smoothie, and that was kind of my cut. And then I went into greens. So it was like more of a smoother transition instead of mixing things that I was doing. That definitely really helps. It definitely really helped just to ease the body and give the body less of a burden. So I cut out a lot of fats. I wasn't doing a lot of avocado. I wasn't doing a lot of nuts and seeds. So now I'm going to bring those in because my body was screaming for some GLA. So I'm going to be taking some GLA pills, some vegan algae pills, basically to get some the omega-6s, and just to get those different omegas that like fish doesn't actually give you. Apparently it's algae that you have to get it from, and I don't really eat a lot of algae. I was doing algae with the spirulina, but I think the spirulina was what caused a lot of my numbers to be like crazy high in toxins. So you can't win. Honestly, it's like you can't win. I'm not taking another one of these tests for a while. I think the next test I do is going to be a blood work test, and that's going to be in a few months from now, probably next year when I can use my HSA, and I'll do that. But yeah, it's I don't need to do a blood test. You guys, my numbers are great. And she was like, yeah, your body's great. Like you're in a really good place. Our follow-up call was 10 minutes long. Like there's literally nothing to talk about because she's like, wow, you did everything. I had some food sensitivities come back, which was really interesting to me. And what was so interesting to me is 2 of the things were in the food that I got sick on the night before. So I'm like, is it really a sensitivity, or is it because I got sick on these things, or they were in the food that I probably got sick on? So shellfish, spinach, guava, banana, wheat, and dairy. So there was shellfish and spinach in the food that I was eating the day before. So I don't know. It could have been from there. I get my spinach from the farmer's market, and I've been eating quite a bit of spinach. So I will probably take that out, but just be mindful of it. I'll probably add it maybe 1 week out of the month. So I just kind of have a little bit because you just want some of those nutrients just a little bit, But I will probably cut it out for the next month or two just to listen to this. Wheat and dairy. Dairy is always on this. Dairy is never not on this. I am highly allergic to dairy. It's something I learned when I was 30 years old, when I started just getting pain in the body and so much pain in my stomach. And every time I would eat dairy, just knives were stabbing me. And I'm like, it's not worth it to feel like that. It's not, you guys. Like, sorry, plant-based cheese tastes almost better than whatever. Like cheese is just loaded with salt. If cheese didn't have a lot of salt in it, it wouldn't taste good. I'm sorry. It's just, it's not that good. But yeah, so wheat, dairy, no more. Bananas is an odd thing to me. Bananas, I knew I had to cut out because of the fungus and stuff that'll help kind of grow them. Bananas in the store are not ripe. I don't know. I'm not too mad about bananas. But yeah, I'm going to be taking a vegan omega. I'm going to keep my evening primrose oil. I take evening primrose oil. My hair is so freaking long and healthy, and my nails are, they're pretty long and healthy. I don't know. They break all the time. I'm very hard on my nails. Like today at the gym, I chipped a nail, and I'm like, great, I just got my nails done and I chipped one already. So awesome. I just can't and I haven't been cooking and juicing and all and doing all the things. But when I start doing that, I'm just going to be ruining those. And then, yeah, I'm going to bring in some sage and keep taking the herbs that I normally take because I make my own herbs. I'm going to be supporting the liver, be supporting the lungs, be supporting the lymphatic system, be supporting the entire body with everything I take, which is cool. So can you overcome fungus and candida with fruit? Yeah, you can. I actually doubled down because I wasn't eating as much fruit over my fitness challenge, and then I started eating way more fruit when I learned about this. So I was like, I'm going to eat a lot of fruit. And she was like, I think you should eat like less fruit, because most people can't get rid of fungus, and it's really hard to get rid of fungus and all this all the things that people say, and I'm like, I don't know any other way. This is the way to do it. So yeah, I'm gonna do it this way. But I did do it this way, which is really, really cool. So yeah, it's nothing really changes now. I still kind of eat the same, do the same, just because I went through this protocol. Nothing really changes. So yeah, that is my health update. I haven't really given you guys a health update for a while. That is the health update body. I went to the gym this morning at 4:40 a.m. in the morning. I'm gonna go again tomorrow because I have a meeting. So getting the gym out of the way has been nice. I have found that if I don't go early in the morning, I'm not making it because I have a lot of work in the afternoon and I'm trying to do a lot of things right now. So it's hard to make it and work and do all the stuff I have to do and get back to people and respond to emails and apply for jobs on Upwork to try to find marketing freelance jobs. And there's a lot of stuff that you have to do. But yeah, so I will keep this short for you guys. And yeah, I'm excited. No more biomeridian scans, probably for at least a year, at least till March or so next year. I'm going to be traveling the beginning of the year, so probably not for a little bit, maybe May or so if I do another one. I might just do blood work next year and just really dive into my blood work because I don't know if you know or not, I am trained to read functional medicine or blood work from a functional medicine perspective. So I understand what they are in different ranges because when a doctor just looks at your blood work, he's looking at regular ranges. The ranges that are on the paper are based on regular and normal and like average ranges for people. I don't want to be average. You understand how sick our population is and how sick our average population is. I don't want my numbers anywhere near those numbers, So functional ranges are a lot tighter. They're a lot different. They're completely changed. I think a regular range, it's a lot, and by the time your numbers are showing out of regular range with the doctor show, there's a lot of things going on and your body shows you so many signs before any of that happens. And so that's why I love doing functional blood work. I will be pulling it myself and looking at myself. I don't like needles. That's why I like to do these because these are basically the same information when I do them the same. Because I typically will do blood work and then I'll do this. It's like the exact same information. So I'm like, cool. I'm just going to do something that doesn't involve a needle and then I'm going to do these, but I should do blood work as I get older. I think it's important to do it. I don't need to do it every single year, but every couple of years, I think it's key. I haven't done it for a year, 2 years, a year and a half. I haven't needed to do it. I don't feel bad. I don't feel like there's a need to do it. But again, I am getting older. I would maybe like to just be aware of it because we have so much power to be aware of what happens to our bodies. And if we're monitoring it and understanding what we're looking at, that's huge. It's huge, 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 huge. So, all right, guys, take care and have a great day. I will be back soon with some more updates.